I choose to be light, I choose to be love, I choose to bring about the reality that brings me the most joy and fulfillment. I choose to make a difference with my soul tribe and soul family, and for us to all support each other along this journey, and to bring along anyone that resonates with it. Bring about these paths, bring about the truth, and I choose to speak truth, and only the truth. And to embrace my power and to follow my shamanic path, to come into my fullest power. And I choose, when that time comes, that the lover of my life will have the same power, and we can become a team, a power couple team together, supporting each other along our journeys. And for us to have clear understanding of each other and to let each other be and exist. And I choose this path to be and to grow where I'm at, and to grow as I grow, and to come about at the pace that is needed. In the reality that I am, and to come about as it comes about, and for me to handle it to the best of my abilities. And I choose to be open to a new living situation and to financial growth, to support not only me, but to those I love and to those that need it, and to embrace whatever changes come my way that are part of my growth to reach my fullest power. If you're interested in learning more about the reality creation process, let me know down below in the comments, and I can share with you my journey of doing all of those things and having my reality shift for the better. I love all of you guys. My journey has been amazing within the past. About my entire life, but the past couple months, the past month has been one of radical change for the better. The lessons were tough. No, I was not the best person to everyone. I've made lots of mistakes and I've learned and grown from them. There are people who are out there that probably hate me. There are people out there that think I'm a bad person. There are people out there that think I'm great. There are people out there that think so many different things about me. Just like with Steve Jobs, when you read his autobiography, that he had someone write for him. And I understand that I'm not perfect, and I know one day I'll stay humbling myself, same thing as BTS. There's people who love, hate them, but they keep trekking on because they're just doing what they love, they're doing their best, and they're growing. And that's my life, and that's how it's always been. Everything I've done, I'm not going to be like, oh, I didn't know, I didn't this or that, but yes, there's times I misinterpret people, and yes, I speak my truth, and there's people who misinterpret what I say. They take it personally because that's what they think about themselves. I'm very matter of fact. I just state things as is. That's just who I am. I just put it out there. And when I say something, unless if I put in there you, it's not about you. I'm putting a generic phrase out there. I choose to bring in the people that resonate with me and that will help me grow along this journey. And I choose to bring those people along who are along the same path. And people who understand that. And when I said that to somebody in a text message, they were thinking that I did not want to be around them. But in reality, they realized they were not ready for the path and decided to turn away from me. And that, in a sense, was their choice. They didn't do it appropriately. And all I did was just be myself. And me being myself with boundaries, me in my full power, they didn't like that. And they thought that meant I was being a bad person. Because they were putting, to me, it was irrational boundaries. Because we were texting, and what happened was that he asked me, "How are you?" And I told him about my day, which was filled in his head with drama, but it's just life. Things that actually literally happen, factually based. And like I just report like it's the news, like factually based. And he's like, "I do not want to hear about drama." And so I was like, well, that doesn't compute with me because life is filled with drama. Even nature, like I was in the garden with my friend and she was showing me the garden and even the leaves. Like I was just thinking about it with the leaves that I saw got chewed up by caterpillars. And there's like fungi spreading throughout the leaves of this other plant, and it was beautiful. And I embrace the phrase wabi-sabi, the Japanese concept of finding beauty in life and death and the whole process. And you can look at it as drama, or you can look at it as a beautiful, true process that you cannot hide from. Even in your own life, daily life, every second of your life, you can't hide that. Your whole body is filled with the word drama, which is vibration. It's not chaos. It's not, it's just the ebb and flow of a river. You can either look at the ebb and flow as a river, as drama, or you can just look at it as the flow, as just being, as existing. And being existing in the truest form isn't just stillness. It isn't just chaos. It isn't just drama. It is a whole essence, a whole dance. It's a whole thing. Nothing stops vibrating. Just think of the phrase, think of the question. This question, a very important question. When a tree falls in a forest and nobody is around to hear the sound, did it make a sound if no one was around to hear it? And so when that person asked me, "How are you doing?" told him about my day, he told me he doesn't want to hear drama. And then he asked me, "How was the weather?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not outside right now. I'm under my bed in my blanket." And as well, today my friend shared with me her garden, and this is what was going on in the garden. And then he's like, I don't want to, and I put the word like, well, I can't avoid the word drama, because if I tell you about what's going on in the garden, it just has the word drama in it. And I just explained, well, you can't avoid drama because drama is a vibration. And no matter where, because the thing's like, if you understand that phrase, that question, and you really thought about it, the tree in the forest situation, and you really think about it deeply, you understand you can't avoid it. And the more you try to avoid it, the more it comes to you. Instead, you have to just accept life as it is, which is why I love Zen Buddhism, like that concept, and why I love the path of Jesus Christ, because you just embrace life as is, and you can't avoid it. You just have to come at life and let life just be, and you choose how you react. And I told him, well, you just told me what not to do. I don't know what to do, It's like, what do you want from me? Type of thing. Like, instead of saying what not to do, you could say, well, talk about what inspired you today, or what lessons did you learn from this said event today, if you want me to go in that direction. Because if you're avoiding things, you're not learning from them, you're running. And he then starts saying, I don't want you speaking to me, I will block you if you don't stop talking to me. And I'm just like, well, if that's what you want to do, then just block me, it's your choice. And he says, well, I don't have to block you, I can then call the police on you because you won't stop talking to me. And I'm just like, what am I doing that's wrong that you don't compute? Why do I have to? And I said, and then there's one point where he said, I would appreciate if you had something to say. And if you don't have anything to say, then don't speak to me. And I'm like, well, then I continued speaking because that was confusing to me. Like, that part was confusing to me because he said he would appreciate if I had something to say. So I was like, well, I'll continue speaking. And so I just continued sharing because I had a lesson to share with him. And then after that, he's like, please don't speak to me anymore, you weren't reading, blah, blah, blah. Like, he was just kept writing, and I didn't know he was not finished writing, so it was a text message. All this was a text message thing, and I was just so confused. Because I don't think in the way of, like, pure emotion that everyone else, where I have to find hidden meaning I have to read between the lines instead of you being direct and forefront. You want to sugarcoat. It's like, how am I supposed to understand what you are saying if you're not going to say it and you're going to beat around the bush? And you, instead of being direct of what you want me to do, you just say what you don't want me to do. And it's like, well, then I don't know what else is your pet peeves. It's like all these nots instead of what can I do. And so with that situation, I just told him, well, I shake the dust off my shoes, goodbye. And for those who understand that phrase, that biblical phrase that is only appears 4 times in the Bible, it's the best thing to say. People like to say I wipe my hands off from this situation. Is that the more common term? But I like using shake the dust off your shoes because it has such a extreme ramification in accordance to the Bible. It's very grandiose to say, and it's the ultimate phrase to say because a lot of people do not like the Bible. But when they actually embrace it and understand, like, what Jesus is teaching, more than just the whole concept of light and love, he teaches you how to embrace your shadow side as well, how to embrace all of it and realize that this world is more than what you think it is, and there's more fulfillment you can follow by just following his path. But yeah, the person, I'm grateful that we did part ways because I did not want him in my life, and I'm grateful that he can think that he has turned me away. So it works out, and it's a blessing, and he would be holding me back from my journey forward. And so hopefully one day he can understand the lessons, and really think about what I did right, and realize that there's more to it than meets the eye, because he was just butthurt from something before that I said that he misinterpreted, and he just wanted to I already knew he texted me, he just wanted to create strife. And so I'm like, you want to create strife? Well, I'm just meeting you where you're at. And that's where you were at. And I'm just sharing who I was, purely, and yeah. So my intent was just to share and be honest and be myself, and not to hurt, but to hopefully wake him up to his expectations and misinterpretations, and his unclarity in his communication. Yeah. Other than that, if you're interested in what I spoke about earlier, the reality creation process, let me know. The link will be down below in the description box. You can look into it more. There'll be a 10% discount. If you're interested in going through the program, just use my code, Imani10, IMANI10. If you're wanting to go through that program. Yeah, I appreciate all of you. I love you. And life keeps going up and up from here.